TOA, Fit Body Forever, and Fit Body Bootcamp communities. What's up, everybody? I'm Robert Linkul with TrainingTheOlderAdult.com and your Director of Education over at Fit Body Bootcamp. And I am here today to talk to you and share with you my screen regarding the most common objections that our clients as personal trainers will, I guess, share with us regarding why they don't want to come in. This is my first time using ChatGPT, my first day, actually. I know some of you will be shocked by that. I'm a little bit old school. I have a flip phone. I have a sat flip phone. No, just kidding. I have an iPhone, and I still schedule my entire day on a paper notebook, and I still use like clickable ink pens, and I'm a little bit old school. But in this case, I've been talking with my man George, and he has shown me that ChatGPT does have some good redeeming values, and I have looked into that and have found that this was an interesting one that I wanted to bring to all of you. So we're going to start right here with my first AI ChatGPT experience. Is number one objection cost. That it costs too much. It's too expensive. Training can be perceived as a luxury rather than a necessity, and client may not be able to understand the value or the long-term ROI, return on investment, of professional guidance. The common response to this from a lot of personal trainers is like, oh, you don't see a value in investing in your health and your future. And that's an approach for sure. But what I like to encourage my clients, and I'll tell them, I do understand this is an investment. It's not a cost. It's an investment because you're going to get a return. Your body is going to improve. And there are coaches out there that are more expensive than me, and there are other ones that are cheaper than me. The one thing that I can guarantee you is that I'm going to give you my absolute 100% attention, my best efforts to make sure that every penny that you are investing with me, you are seeing as a return well invested cent. And I basically say, let me put your money where my mouth is. And I'm saying it's going to be worth every penny. And let's do that. And if it's not, then, I'll give you your money back and you can go on about your way. I've never actually had to do that. So I've never had to give anybody their money back unless they moved away. Something like that was pretty much the only time. So I think that's a fine way to kind of discuss this and say, I understand it is a big investment, but make sure you continue to use that word. It's not a cost. This is an investment. You're investing in you. You're investing in your health. And I guarantee it's going to be worth it. And if it's not, then we can have discussions and, go over that. All right. Number two is time. I don't have the time. Well, a lot of times our fitness regimen and our program is broken down into 30-minute windows. And so you may look at that and you're like, hey, there's 168 hours in a week. I need you to come in 3 times, and that's 30 minutes. That's an hour and a half. You got 166 and a half hours to do whatever you want. That's not actually accurate unless you have a home gym in your house like I have right here. I have to get ready. I have to warm up my car. I have to drive out to the gym, get into the gym. I got to warm up. I got to do the workout. I got to cool down. I got to go to the bathroom before I leave. I got to get back in the car. I got to drive all the way home. I got to shower, get cleaned up, get ready to go out about my day. That's like an hour and a half to 2 hour process, right? To do that whole thing. And so that's what someone looks at and they say, that's my workout time commitment, is really that 90 minutes. It's not just the 30 minutes that you're committing on the floor. And so though that's easy for us, the coaches, to look at and say, it's only 30 minutes, 3 days a week, no big deal. Really, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours of their day, every other day. So let's call that 4 to 6 hours that they're going to commit for exercise, to prep, to get ready, to go, to do it, to return, to clean up, to start their day. And so understanding that, and then discussing it and saying, I will be as efficient, as effective as I can be in that 30-minute window to make sure this is a good return for you. And if you'll give me a month to show you that, or 2 weeks, or whatever you want to ask for, to show you that it's going to be a great investment of your time, not a waste of your time. This will be a great investment of your time. Then I'm hopefully going to show you that this is worth that 90 minutes every time you come and do this, even though you're only spending 30 minutes with me, okay? It's all about schedule and their perceived value of what they're investing in. And if they don't feel like they're getting a return, or if they don't feel like the investment is basically what they're getting out of it, then they're going to feel like I'm being overcharged or I'm committing too much time. And so the time and the cost, those two things kind of go hand in hand here as these two objections. I don't know if I'm willing to put this much money into it or this much time into it unless there's a good return, unless it's showing me great value on the backside. And so that's where we have to come in and say, number one, I'm going to make sure this is a good return for you. And as we discuss and we kind of go through this together, I'm going to make sure you're recognizing that it's a good return, that you're seeing the returns for your investments in this. And so our goal is to have them go, wow, this is worth the 90 minutes every other day or whatnot when we come in here. I'm actually really good with this. I feel okay. The lack of results. This can be one that we will have people after like a week go, I'm not really seeing any change. And I'm like, well, that's when you can kind of look at something and go, well, how long, you told me you had 30 pounds that you wanted to lose. How long did it take you to put on that 30 pounds? And they're like, well, I don't know, like a decade. And I'm like, well, it's been 3 weeks, like give me a little bit of time. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Like give me some time. And remember, this is going to be baby steps. Like you didn't put on 30 pounds overnight. We're not going to take it off overnight, and it's not healthy to do so. So let's baby step this. Let's make sure we're staying consistent. But lack of result to them would be, what is the primary reason or the number one thing that I'm focused on being here? Fat loss or performance or how they look or how they feel, whatever it might be. And if that thing is not seeing any kind of change, it doesn't mean the change isn't occurring. It's just not happening to that one area yet. So that's where you can look at other areas and say, well, look how much stronger you've gotten in the last 3 weeks. You started with the 8 kilo kettlebell. Now you're at the 16. So you've literally doubled your weight in deadlifts. And your gait speed was, 11 seconds, and now it's 9 seconds. That's a huge improvement of 2 seconds. That's a massive reduction in fall risk. Your grip strength has changed over 3 weeks by 2 pounds on each hand. That's amazing. Your posture just looks so much better. You're smiling more when you come in. How do you feel? Do you feel good? Are you sleeping better? How does your brain feel before and after workouts? Cognitively more clear? Do you feel like you have a better recall and word search for what you're trying to say when you are trying to think of a memory or an actor's name or an event, and you're thinking, oh, it's Phil Collins, that's it, right? And you're able to recall these things more efficiently, more effectively than you typically would. All of these are benefits of what we're doing in here. It's not just, what does the scale say, or do my jeans fit yet? There's a lot more to this than meets the eye, Transformers. And so sometimes you just got to show them those other things because they might just be focused on one result. And if that hasn't changed yet, let's show them that this is worth it on all these other areas that they are improving themselves in. Intimidation or self-consciousness. If I'm not fit enough to work out with a trainer, I just feel judged. I have had clients tell me, I've really thought, I've seen you in here with clients, and I've thought about coming to train with you, and I just need a couple of weeks to get in shape to come and see you. And my brain it just turns inside out real quick. And on the inside, I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, you just told the person who helps people who aren't in shape get in shape that you need to take your out of shape body and get it in shape to then come and see me. Do you see how that, like, I'm the secret weapon, right? Like, I'm the thing that if you use, you'll achieve what you just talked about. And yet you've been talking about doing that and attempting to do that on your own for decades, and it hasn't worked out. And now you're right here talking to a person that can help you do that. And you're going to say, give me a few weeks. So I tell them right away, I'm like, I totally understand that you feel like you're not in shape enough to come and train with me. It's because you're watching a bunch of other people who have already been training with me for a long time. I'm not going to do to you what I do to them. You're watching them run up and down a basketball court or push a tank and slam a jam ball, carry heavy kettlebells, and you're like, I can't do any of that stuff. Neither could they when they started. I'm going to start you off right where you are. I am very good at assessing people where they are and then helping them take a baby step in the right direction. And the next day, a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And like 4 or 5 months from now, you're going to be a monster just like those folks out there, kicking ass, taking names, and other people are going to go, I can't work out with her because she's in too good a shape. Give me a little bit of time and then I'll come and... No, just trust me. I'm really good at this. Let me help you. Come over. Let's do a workout. Let me show you that I'm not going to trash you. You're going to actually feel really good after your first workout, and we'll continue to grow from there. How does that sound? Take a little bit of fun and a little bit of jab, and I'd kind of tease them. You poke at them a little bit, give them a little bit of a hard time, but at the same time, like I've been doing this a long time. I'm good at it. Trust me. Come in here. I personally am okay doing a workout for free. I know there's a lot of coaches out there never work for free. Your time is worth money, but fine. I don't have to buy a vehicle I don't get to test drive. I get samples of food all the time before I buy it. This is the same thing. It's a big investment. $400 a month, $600 a month. That's a big investment. Let me test drive the product. Let me try it out. Can I try a workout? See if I can survive it? I think that's a good idea. I don't see any problem with that. I think it's a great way to get an experience, get to know a client, let the client get to know you. Let's try this out and see if it works. Because maybe when we're having just normal person conversation, person to person, we get along great. But as soon as we start to exercise, personalities and engagement can be different. And maybe you need a rah-rah coach. You need someone who's going to call you a maggot and get in your face and say, you're worthless this morning and you're not worth the jelly on your jelly roll or what. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what insults are out there, right? You're a loser and you're ugly, right? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what boot camp coaches scream at people when they're wearing their fatigues and their hats real low and, they're trying to be motivating and insulting. I'm not that guy. So I don't coach like that. But some people want that. And I don't know how to do it. Obviously. Obviously, I don't know how to do it. I am more of the stand next to you, whisper, in your ear, you can do this, right? You got this. I'm more of the silent rah-rah guy, that sends you a text message. I'm really proud of you. That was amazing. You've doubled your deadlift in a month. I'm super proud. Those are the things that are keep you from falling down. Keep up the great work. I'm that guy. I hold a standard. I make sure you train very hard, right? There's good intensity in our workouts. Like, it's not like it's easy to train with me. I get that. But I create expectation. I don't have to scream at people. I've had many people tell me, they're like, I kind of feel like you're my dad a little bit. Like, I don't want to let you down. I don't want to disappoint you. That's expectation. And that's a good thing. If the client feels like they're going to let me down so they try harder, that's me doing my job. That's great. But how do we get that? Through expectations. Here's what I think you can do. And actually, I don't think it, I know it. But I'm going to tell you, here's what I think you should do. And we will set that expectation and you'll do it and you'll be like, damn, he was right. Very, very rarely will I say, like, we can do 4 rounds of this and we'll only get 3. And they'll be like, nah, he was wrong. And then I go, okay, now I know what you can do. And that's all right. It's all learning experiences. You need those experiences as coaches and as the client to learn, feel each other out. What can we do? How can we work well together? I think this is a really good way to get a good feeling for a client if this is going to work. Test drives. Nothing wrong with that. Let them try the product for free. All right, this is part 1 of Objections. I hope you'd enjoyed this. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to throw them in the comment section down below. Please subscribe and follow. Help us grow the community here. And until next time, please continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia. We'll circle back around and do the other half of these here in just the couple of minutes of the next video. So we'll see you then. Take care.